All right, we are back and we're doing more sparring breakdowns. We're going to watch me. I'm Justin. I'm on the left versus Mateus, blue belt on the right. Mateus comes out and pulls guard. Start looking for some Toriano passes on the outside. Mateus doing a good job trying to retain his guard, but start moving through half. Mateus really strong with his frames, pushes really hard, trying to get some space back here. And I managed to get my pass and start slowing things down inside control. We're going to see a constant theme with Mateus here. Mateus is very explosive, but he gasses very quickly. And a lot of it has to do with his approach. A lot of his movement here is just very explosive in the beginning, and then he leaves nothing left in this gas tank to finish the rounds. Here you see me kind of looking to set up a reverse triangle here. That grip behind the shoulder makes things pretty difficult. He did a great job bridging out here, but I managed to stay on top and keep my side control position. Again, some things Mateus is doing really good here. He's got really great frames. He's doing a great job getting my head offline, making it hard for me to settle into my positions and keep my pin. Again, you see me working that grip underneath the armpit here to prop his head up. It's killing his bridge. My reverse triangle didn't go so well last time, so I go with a different approach and go for a traditional triangle for mount. And I start to lock. Mateus is fighting hard, but he taps early on the mounted triangle. And again, this is something you see people tapping early and stuff is because they're gassing themselves out before they allow themselves to get to those bad positions, you know? So it's an important thing to remember to keep some reserve in the tank, right? I think a lot of blue belts, a lot of white belts, both, we see them have a hard time expending managing their energy and their rolls. Whereas you don't always want to come out 110%. You see me hitting a nice little front headlock reversal here. Pinch front headlock's one of my favorite positions when I do no gi. It's nice to see it transfer over to the gi. You see me start looking into a darce, but I didn't manage to keep good control of the arm, and Mateus does a good job flattening out here, and I transition straight to a paper cutter choke. Can't see with the camera angle, but that was the finish I used there to catch him. Again, learning to manage that energy is such an important thing early on. A lot of people struggle with it, especially when you have a big weight disparity. People try to get in the strength battle a little bit, and it ends up hurting them. Mateus missing a foot sweep here. I ended up landing on knee on belly, so I moved right back into side control. Again, Mateus's frame here is great. He does a great job keeping that elbow in my neck. I can't quite go chest to chest with him here, which is giving him space. So we're seeing him get a lot of good opportunities to kind of get some movement going. I'm keeping a really tight waist grip here underneath his hip. You can see my hand underneath the belt here, and that really makes it hard to start moving your hips away. It's a really strong, powerful pin. Again, you see Mateus again just doing a great job here getting my head offline. And this is what's giving him space to move, so he's doing a good job framing. It's just the movement that comes after is very telegraphed because it's always so explosive, and there's no follow-up movement. So we're seeing great bridging from him, but then nothing to follow. I caught him with a wrist lock just then. Again, just a little bit sporadic with his movement. And, we're about 4 minutes into this round and he's completely gassed. And a lot of this just comes from Mateus just coming back. Not everyone here in Bali has regular training schedules. Mateus is a pilot, so he flies in and out all the time. So he doesn't necessarily get the mat time that he needs. But these are the sort of things when guys like this come back, because they're so explosive, it ends up hurting them. So we'll go back here. I think we got one more little scramble left. You see me come in on a Toriano pass, switching to a leg drag here. Mateus again very strong with his frames, trying to push me away, tries to sit up here, but I managed to keep the legs pinned. I start again moving up into side control. Just staying heavy on the frames. Again, pinning in side control. Again, a strong bridge for Mateus, and then he opened himself up to the arm triangle here, so I transitioned to side control and finished the choke. And this was pretty much the end of it, of our roll. And again, a lot of it I think came down to energy expenditure. We saw Mateus expending too much energy early in the roll, and it didn't give him a good opportunity to get the finish. There was a couple good submission attempts in here. I think the best one was the mounted triangle. So we'll walk through that setup a little bit. Yeah, this is about right point. I'm gonna go back just a little bit further so you guys can kind of see I set my grips up and stuff. So again, like Mateus is actively bridging. So you see what I do here. I pass this hand. I start driving this arm up a little bit higher, right? I want to get this arm kind of out of the way so I can start feeding this other hand in underneath the armpit. I just needed the space to get that grip under the armpit. And what this does is it keeps Mateus' head off the mat. I don't want his head driving down to the mat. If he connects his head to the mat, he can bridge. So what I do next is keep that grip, and now I can let go of the wrist. And you see his bridging has stopped. He can't effectively bridge anymore. The next thing I'm looking to do is to control his pants. You see I have a grip on the pants here. What this is going to allow me to do, it's going to allow me to push his hips away. When I push the hips away, it's going to open up the opportunity for me to step over for the triangle. The only thing that's causing me a little interference is this grip here on the collar, but I wasn't too worried about it. I knew I could kind of like penetrate through it when I threw that leg over. So yeah, here we see me turn the legs away, and here's my chance. I throw the leg through. He had actually let go of the lapel by that point, which is kind of perfect timing for me. And you see from here that leg comes over the head. And the other thing I look to reach to do right away is this hand comes down so I can latch over my foot. Other things I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this high post. This post, I want to use this to keep me on top. We'll see me adjust here, walking forward, starting to lock my legs. Mateus taps a bit early. The only thing I would have looked to have done here is to finish figure fouring my legs. Things that would have helped me do that is the posting, right? So again, when I'm in the mount here, I'm looking to finish the triangle, I never roll to my back. I always stay on top. So I'm using this nice post here to keep my good positioning on top, and my other hand is going to reach down and grab my ankle, and I would figure four my legs. We're not going to see that complete finish since Mateus tapped early, but that's essentially what I would be looking to do when I finish in a position like that. Once you figure four the legs, if they're still not tapping, I just pull up on the head. That'd be the only other thing I would do to kind of get a finish. If you still can't get it from there, I usually switch to an arm lock. Anyways, I hope you guys got something out of watching this breakdown. There were some good scrambles. We had some good positional changes and stuff. If you guys are enjoying my channel, make sure to like and subscribe. And thank you all for watching.